Chat, welcome on in to tonight's stream with a top 3 clash between LaCinco12 of Austin FC versus Frontera SD Chrome of San Diego FC in the Premier League. This is the only Mazar, and I started the stream early so that you guys can get to catch the clips that we unfortunately could not provide to you guys during yesterday's SGL podcast episode. I thought, you know what, start them early, showcase all the great action, in particular the great passes that we have seen from our teams in the Premier and Champ Cups last week, and you know, highlight the great amount of talent and skill on display in SGL across both the Premier and Championship divisions. Now, yesterday, we got to see Steel Army versus the Rebellion, a top 2 clash in the Championship. The Rebellion came out 3-1 winners, and they got to finish at the top of the table, 2 points ahead of Steel Army after their match. Tonight, LaCinco12 versus Frontera Chrome, 3rd versus 2nd place. And these teams are trying to close the gap to Timber's Army at the top of the table. As you can see right here, LaCinco12 7 points away, Frontera Chrome 3 points away. If Frontera Chrome win, they'll jump to the top until Timber's Army plays against Sounders RC. LaCinco12, on the other hand, if they win, they will only be 3 points behind Timber's Army. So, LaCinco12 win is going to be massive tonight because they'll be right in the title race and they'll blow it wide open. Frontera Chrome, though, having lost their top spot after their loss to El Matador in Week 8 of the league, really want to get this big win because this will extend the gap between them and the rest of the chasing pack and keep them up to speed with Timber's Army, who look like they're going to be running away with this league. How's everyone doing tonight? I see Tank Pillow in the chat. Good to see you right there. We are going to be kicking off very soon. We're still waiting for both teams to join. Whilst we wait, I do have the channel points prediction up for tonight's match between LaCinco12 and Frontera to help guide you guys to making your prediction. How about we go in and preview both sides right here? Now, Frontera Chrome has had an incredible start to the season. They have been absolutely on fire. Recently, though, they kind of slipped up against El Matador, but that was only their 2nd loss of this whole season. Their first loss came against the team they're going to be playing against soon, LaCinco12. So this is a huge opportunity for them to make up for that. But for LaCinco12, having beaten Frontera Chrome, this is a huge opportunity for them to show that they can absolutely keep up and be in the title chase as the season progresses through the second half. Now from the stats right here, you can tell that they are mostly close. Frontera Chrome, more clinical finishers aided by their transition-oriented gameplay. They like to absorb pressure and then go on the quick counter to take advantage of the openings at the back. LaCinco12, on the other hand, are all about aggression and keeping the pace up and peppering the backboard and goals with constant shots. Non-stop shots. Defensively, you get to see, as a result, LaCinco12 having to be a bit more active because they got to go back, recover on time, and make those clutch saves as they get back into their defensive shape. However, they have exposed themselves on several occasions, which is why their goals versus is a bit bigger than Frontera Chrome's, who only concede less than 2 a game, which is a really, really good stat to have, especially in the SGL Premier. Right, hopefully that helps both of you guys in making your predictions. We're going to be kicking off very, very soon. Let's not wait. We're going to get started. Both teams are in. If you want to drop your predictions in the chat, feel free to do so. My prediction is LaCinco12 are going to win this 3-1, and you'll see why once we get in to the lobby. Aaron, good to see you. It's been a while. Saying Devin is my GOAT. Hey, we might get to see Devin play tonight. Honestly. So, you know, let's see if he does get involved. And he's been having several good performances as well. Over the past few weeks, he's really grown into the season and has gone so much better. We are about to kick off right now. Both teams are going in. And here we go. LaCinco12 versus Frontera Chrome. For Frontera Chrome, we have Shaybomb, Chelsea Man, aka Larson, and Mecky Ducky. And for LaCinco12, we have Devin, Palace, and making his debut tonight, Kessar, who recently joined during the roster update window. And in his debut, he has to deal with his team going behind nice and early. Larson coming in with some aggressive play from Shaybomb and taking advantage of the open net, giving Frontera Chrome the lead in game 1. Neutral 50 right there gives Palace a chance to create an opportunity. Good shot, but an early save. And now on the transition yet again. An awkward touch. Mecky Ducky with a fine finish. I didn't realize he had that under control, but he was ready for it. And that is textbook Frontera Chrome punishing LaCinco12. Kessar comes in to a baptism of fire. And his team are down 2-0. Ema, good to see you, bro. And Devin also chatted whilst he was in game 1, saying, I'm playing all 3, brother. Well, let's see if you can get a sweep for your team, because I'm sure that's what you implied. Devin playing a sweet pass to Kessar, who gets the first goal in his debut in SGL. And he reduces the deficit to 1. We have yet to play 1 minute, chat, and it's already 3 goals in. 2-1 to Frontera Chrome. This is going to be a high-octane matchup right here. No one giving even an inch to the opposition. Great touch by Palace, but with 0 boost, couldn't really do much more. Trying to go for the bump at the goal. Larson having to intervene to get that ball out of the way. Great 50 by Devin. Kessar's coming in fast. And Shaybomb saw that coming, gets the save, but the pressure remains. Palace going for a double, just couldn't get to the ball before Larson, and now Larson kicks off the counterattack. Shaybomb with a long ball towards Larson, couldn't get the touch. Palace not thrown off by Larson's presence, makes a good save, and let's see if LaCinco12 can get out of this. Bit of an awkward moment too right there, and they're stuck at the back, trying to hold on tight. Kessar clears it out to the middle. No one really there. Devin beats Ducky, but plays it to Shaybomb, who's now going to go for the 50. But Palace sees that coming, gets it out of the way. Chelsea Man, open net, double, and Larson gets the third for Frontera. Great bump by Shaybomb. Kessar going out of the way. Larson had the open net for his second touch. Frontera Chrome bring the lead back to 2. They're up 3-1. Palace trying to get one back. Kessar already in there. Devin, that's not the right choice. But he has Palace to thank for getting back into the midfield and seeing off the counter. Frontera now building up the pressure. Mecky Ducky gonna follow up. Gets Devin to come out for a challenge. Kessar couldn't beat Larson. And now the ball's stuck in front of the blue goal mouth. A little awkward for LaCinco12. Kessar need to use all of his Mexican skill and boost to try and get it out. Mecky Ducky though beats him straight up. Now Larson has a goal-scoring opportunity right here. This is going to fall perfectly into the middle. Shaybomb couldn't get back. Mekidoki gets beaten, but bumps away. Kessar, great counter-attacking passing play right there once again. Palace having to make that save. Kessar playing it to Ducky, who tries to get into the far post. Misses. Soft lobbed effort. Palace with a clutch save. Still 3-1. Still a lot of time for LaCinco12 to come back. But Frontera are making a hell of an impression in this game one. And you can tell they're really fired up because they want to get back to first place. Shaybomb putting the nail in the coffin potentially in this game one. Frontera are up 4-1, and LaCinco12 have a ton of work to do to get back into this game. Really rough start here for LaCinco12. But Kessar can bring him back into it! And oh my goodness, what a save! Incredibly fortuitous for Frontera! But it's not out of nothing. Great composure on show, not trying to jump or dive towards the ball, letting the ball do the work and getting it out of the way. Huge save for Frontera. Frontera are relentless right now. They don't want to stop creating their chances. Larson bringing it towards the blue goal yet again. Devin having to get it out to the side. Great passing between Palace and Devin. Larson gets back. Clutch save as we enter the final minute. LaCinco12 need to get a couple of quick fire goals. And they got one back. Palace getting the second for LaCinco12. 46 seconds remaining. They still have time. They still have a chance to get back into it. Skyline, good to see you in chat. And he does say this is winnable. Indeed it is. We have seen bigger comebacks. We've seen teams in the championship and Premier both get back into it quickly. One way you can get back is to get a goal right now. Palace with a great double to throw off the final defender for Frontera. And with 37 seconds remaining, Frontera now only have a 1-goal lead. LaCinco12 bring it up to 4-3. Trigger coming in right on time to see his team potentially come back. And Palace has been the catalyst for it. But a mistake from Devin as he overcommits. And LaCinco12 get punished. Mekidoki finishing it off with a long shot. Chelsea man, aka Larson, there for insurance. As the duck pops out of the blue net. Might this be the big yellow duck quacking, signaling a victory for Frontera? There's still 20 seconds remaining. It's just a 2-goal gap. It can be made up very quickly, but Frontera are doing a great job right now to see off all of these shots and chances. Off target from Kessar as we enter the final 10 seconds. Mekidoki bringing it up on his own. Palace having to get the save. Kessar missing the ball. And despite their best effort, Frontera Chrome take the victory, whilst LaCinco12 drop game one. Skyline in chat asks, is Kessar new? Yes, he is. And for the Frontera Chrome players getting to see his title now, they're going to realize they faced off against an absolutely formidable opponent, and they will be very happy to have come out the winner in this game. And for those of you who have not been able to see Kessar's title, his title in the game is Season 20 Supersonic Legend. Yes, that's right. Kessar, their new recruit, is an SSL from Season 20. Right now, he is in Grand Champ 2, if I'm not mistaken. But he is capable of entering the top level. But for him, this has been an absolutely rough start. First time playing with Palace and Devin in LaCinco12, and he's having to get used to SGL. Twos fatality. He was an SSL in twos, but he even in threes, he's like a very high level player. Currently Grand Champ 1, even though he doesn't main that game mode. No time to waste. Both teams are going in. And I don't think we're going to see any subs. Palace, Devin, and Kessar against Shaybomb, Larson, and Meki Ducky. Here we go. Game 2 at Sovereign Heights. Frontera Chrome came out impressive Game 1 winners. Can they get themselves set up for a sweep? Or will LaCinco12 get one back? Meki Ducky respecting Kessar, shadowing him very well and seeing him off at the backboard. Great defending from Ducky, not choosing to bite, forcing Kessar into an action. And by the time Kessar had to act, Meki Ducky was able to see it off. That is how you defend in Rocket League, with a good amount of patience. LaCinco12, though, have done a decent job of keeping the ball in the orange half. Kessar trying to get some aerial action going, just couldn't get much more out of the boost that he had. Devin trying to get a shot. Meki Ducky in front of him. Kessar towards Devin. Devin had to backflip, force himself to reach for that and couldn't make it. Palace trying to see if he can make it there. Devin gets a lucky touch. Kessar towards the net. Kessar could not get the second touch in though. Pops the ball up. Devin has to act, and Palace now needs to see this off to prevent an early goal. Unlike Game 1, chat, it is 0-0, no goal yet, no good opportunity yet from either side. This is looking like a very cagey Game 2. Frontera Chrome respecting LaCinco12 a bit more, and LaCinco12 having learned their lessons, trying not to be way too open at the back. Devin doesn't have much boost, but he has to go for the ball, and he does kind of throw off Larson. But the pass from Ducky leads Larson to a fake. Kessar pops up towards the other end. Palace trying to go for the ball, trying to see if he can do anything. But with no boost, he cannot beat Larson. Kessar, though, does. Tries to go for goal. Misses. Devin has to act as well, but couldn't get to it. Now Meki Ducky takes over from the back, trying to dribble it out. Beats two. Open net. Devin to turn around, but it's too late. Larson gets the first goal. Meki Ducky doing incredibly well to set up Larson right there. Devin just not able to react quickly enough, and to be fair to him, that was a rapid shot. So I can see why he couldn't get back to it. And right now, LaCinco12 just not able to impose themselves. It is Frontera Chrome who are controlling the tempo. Kessar tried to change that though. Good pass out to Palace, who just wasn't able to get a powerful enough effort to the far post. And now they have their midfield positions established. Kessar could not beat Shaybomb. Palace, ooh, that's an awkward touch. That's going to go to Meki Ducky, who plays it off the backboard, looking for a double. Gets the bounce shot off, but not on target. Palace clears it out to the left flank. Now Devin takes over. Palace is up there with him. Thanks to the bump. Kessar choosing to stay back. Plays it off to the wall. What can he do right here? Nice start to the air dribble. Meki Ducky saw that coming though. And Devin just tries to get something going off the backboard, but Frontera Chrome are already set up. It will take more to break them down. Devin trying to bait the opposition out. Gets a double commit out from them. Ball to the corner. Tries to get it into the middle. Too much power. Kessar following up from Palace. Great defending once again. Frontera Chrome set themselves up, recovered very well to get back in time, and it's still 1-0 to the San Diego boys. Skyline, thank you so much for the 100-bit donation. Much love for that, my dude. Thank you for your support, as always. With 1 minute remaining, there's only one goal in this game. In contrast to Game 1, when by this stage, we had 5 goals. Really cagey affair right now. The only goal coming from a quick-fire transition. Meki Ducky passing it out to Larson. But other than that, it's been a highly defensive affair. Both teams doing great at stopping each other from creating good chances. But this might be an opportunity for Quetzar. 4, boost, snipe. What a finish. 42 miles per hour, 67 kilometers per hour, off of AlexBangersOnly.com radar gun. And you will struggle to find a better finish than that from any player this season. Quetzar with his second in the season. LaCinco12 back in it with less than 30 seconds remaining. It is 1-1. And might that be the catalyst for the Austin FC boys? LaCinco12 might get the winner right here, but Chelsea man was there right on cue. J-Ball playing it out to the midfield. Palace bouncing it off the sidewall. Quetzar taking over. Shot towards the net. Last second save from LaCinco. And here we go. Overtime in game 2. Oh, what a demo. Might this be it for Frontera? Palace reacts very well to that. Gets a clutch save. Oh, I don't think Quetzar meant that second touch. He gets a nice third touch to the middle. And Quetzar gets back right on time to make a critical save. He might have struggled in game 1, but he got back in game 2. But it's all about LaCinco now. LaCinco stepping up off of the sidewall, off of the ceiling. Beats Palace with a well-timed shot. Devin in no man's land. And Quetzar couldn't get there either. Frontera Chrome win game 2. And they're now on match point. Chat, I'm going to say this. Absolute cinema. Incredible performance. LaCinco with the man of the match right there. Huge 686 points off of his 2 goals and 3 saves. And he was the one taking over when LaCinco12 started to step up their game. An absolutely top-tier performance from guys who are nowhere near Quetzar on paper, but still showing that a great team can usurp a good team with a top-tier player. Skyline, I read that message. I'm not going to say it right now, though, but maybe we could talk. Maybe we could comment on that later. Aaron wanting to get subbed in. He's not happy with how Devin's performing. Honestly, Devin hasn't been terrible. He's just been a bit too adventurous, but it's not necessarily his fault. This Frontera Chrome side has been on top of their game. And Kima, I love that shout out. He absolutely has been a smooth operator. Yes, indeed, LaCinco emulating Carlos Sainz in Formula 1. But now in game 3, we are back to square one. It's all about who will get the victory. If Frontera win, they get a huge sweep and create a huge gap to LaCinco12 in third. And what a start for them as well! Shea-Bomb with the early goal! Incredible from Frontera, who have gotten the first goal in each game that they have played so far. LaCinco12 got a massive upgrade by bringing Quetzar in during the roster update window. But right now, despite his best efforts, it is Frontera Chrome who have looked like the better team from back to front. They might be massively disappointed by this come the end of this match, but they still have time to get back into this, and they might be able to get their goal right here. But LaCinco plays it to Ducky. Ducky gets the 50 out. Shot on net, off target, off the backboard. Devin couldn't climb up for that. And that should have been much better from LaCinco12 when you have an opportunity like that, especially with Frontera Chrome trying to settle in. You've got to get a good shot off. And Frontera Chrome get away with that. And they almost had a second great shot from Ducky, but a great reaction as well from Quetzar to get a save at the near post. Speaking of Quetzar, he takes over from the left side, playing a pass to Palace, low on the ground. Quetzar looking for a 50, but Shea-Bomb gets it out with Mecky Ducky lurking around him. Fatality, good to see you in chat. Trust me, I've been reading your messages as well. Frontera got the better chem. I absolutely agree. This is the best I've seen Frontera look. Legit. Like, and this is not the first time we've seen them play this well. But in terms of overall performances, they have been just so smooth and just near perfect in every which way. And it's going to take a great individual effort from LaCinco12 to get the equalizer. Devin doing all he could, but once again, very well defended from these San Diego boys. Devin trying to slow it down, see if he can get a dribble out, but Shaybomb waiting for him to start advancing from the corner. Gets a great 50 off of him. Kessar clears it out to the middle. He's going to follow this all on his own. Palace trying to go there. He cannot get the 50. Fake from Ducky. And what a save! And a miss from Shaybomb as well. That should have been on target for Frontera's second. LaCinco12 still in this game. Still a good amount of time, but Frontera have looked just near perfect at the back. Really tough to crack that San Diego wall. Devin playing it out to the middle. Meki Ducky clears it out. Larson in transition off of the post. That was another textbook Frontera play right there. Just couldn't get it out. And now LaCinco12 trying to establish themselves yet again. Mac Twin, thank you for the raid, bro. And Meki Ducky trying to get this out. Frontera Chrome have had so much control. Even if they don't keep the ball in front of them at all times, they have controlled all areas of the field to perfection. Once again, look at that from Shaybomb at the right place, getting up to the opposite corner. LaCinco12 just getting thrown off by his presence. Kessar needed to get that big 50. Devin towards Palace. He just didn't have the boost to get up there for a quick shot. Kessar following it up with zero boost off target. Mind you, that is not an easy effort. And that's what Frontera is doing to the LaCinco12 team right here, forcing them into difficult chances. And really, they have been boost starved for this, nearly this whole match. Frontera doing a great job of controlling the field. And might that be the dagger in LaCinco12's hearts? Frontera Chrome looking so solid, and then showing that they can get more than one goal with 51 seconds remaining. That might be game, set, and match, unless LaCinco12 can spring a miraculous comeback. We'll see what LaCinco12 has in store right here, but time is not on their side. Frontera Chrome looking so confident, just imposing themselves, having so much fun out there. They didn't need to rotate. LaCinco12 didn't even rotate. And at the end of the day, the San Diego boys have been on top of their game from the first second. Kessar trying to go for one goal back. Just didn't place it well enough. Everyone from Frontera Chrome's back there defending. They don't just want the win. They want the clean sheet. They want to make a statement to the rest of the Premier and to Tipper's Army to tell them that they will be back at the top and they will keep this fight for the league title going until the very end. What an incredible victory from Frontera SD Chrome. A massive sweep against third place LaCinco12 with an incredible player making his debut in Kessar. But they have stopped him from imposing himself and taking control of matches. And this is a terrible result for the Austin boys. 2-0 in game 3, and they got swept. Crazy to think that they could get swept like this too when they beat Frontera Chrome 3-1 in the reverse fixture. Absolutely incredible performance from Shaybomb, Larson, aka Chelsea Man 13, and Meki Ducky. Big round of applause for those three. They showed why they are a team to fear in the Premier. Skyline, thank you so much for some more bits, throwing 2 100-bit donations in the past 10 minutes. Really appreciate your support, as always. Fatality saying, they, being Frontera, are my faves right now. To win it all, that is. Wait, even the cup? Really? I realized it in the final, but the cup is a different matter with the alternate game modes and the best-of-7 format. You know, I was hoping to keep this going for a bit longer. I'm kind of surprised that the match was done this soon. But it just goes to show you that, you know, even in close matchups like this on paper, one team could come out on top in very convincing fashion. And for Frontera Chrome, with this result, we can take a quick look at the league table in a bit. They will be at the top of the table for now. Any interviews? Fatality, yes, we're going to have one lined up very, very soon. I mean, look at the scoreboard right here, by the way. Larson may have had 50 touches. Actually crazy to think that Meki Ducky has the fewest touches in his team, given how much he likes to impose himself. But just a great team performance all around. Shaybomb bringing in the goals, Larson and Meki Ducky bringing in the assists and saves. Everyone played a part in all areas of the pitch. Meanwhile, for LaCinco12, they tried and tried and tried. They exerted themselves. Some will say overexerted. But they could not breach this Frontera Chrome backline. And in 3 matches, they only scored 4 goals, losing 5-3 in game 1 and 2-1 in game 2. They'd be disappointed to not score a goal in game 3 at the very least, given how good they are on paper now. But still a lot of the season to go. Aron saying, tell LaCinco12 to sign me. I'm SSL in ones. Doesn't matter what you are, Aron. If you're not a fan of any North American soccer team, you won't be eligible to play in SGL. We're not like any standard Rocket League competition. We are a particular niche, and our niche is North American soccer support. We use Rocket League and video games to promote supporters culture, get people into supporting their local teams, and promoting local support through video games. Shaybomb, good to see you in chat, bro. Yeah, indeed. What an incredible series. And we're going to hear more from the very amazing Larson, a.k.a. Chelsea Man. Larson, good to have you here in the commentary booth. What an incredible performance from you and your whole team. Tell me, did you guys specially prepare for LaCinco12 here? Because this is the best I've ever seen you guys against any team this season.
Oh, thanks. I don't think we specifically prepared for them. I think we just thought back to our first game against them in the series, or not series, but season. And they had a lot of pressure on us. And so I think it was just a quick pep talk before the series had started to be prepared for that. And I think we were able to counter it well, and I think we really saw their team pressure come out in game 2, and it made us a little bit difficult to kind of relieve that defensive pressure and generate some offense against them.
So about that pep talk, before I ask my second question, Fatality, Larson is Chelsea Man 13. Sorry, I put his Discord name up there because I kept mentioning his name as Larson in the commentary. So anytime you see Chelsea Man 13, that's Larson. Yeah. So Larson, anyways, sorry. Speaking of pep talks and all, I'm curious, is there someone in your team who's like a de facto leader who basically is the guy who your play revolves around, or is everyone kind of seen as an equal?
I think in both our communications and gameplay, I think we all kind of carry that burden of communicating and just trying to be in the right spot at the right time. I don't think we cater our play style in any one direction, which really kind of allows for kind of those team play opportunities like we saw today. Just kind of someone being in the right spot was able to put in the pass for the goal. So it's nice to be a part of the team like that.
Oh, absolutely. And the team chemistry on display was just absolutely incredible. I mean, a lot of your gameplay was so satisfying. Did you guys just naturally fall into a groove and just vibe along? Like, it felt, your gameplay just looked so effortless out there.
Yeah, I know personally I felt a little bit more confident today. There's some weeks where you're just in a Rocket League slump. But yeah, I think just like you said, I think it just kind of clicked today for all of us. I specifically liked we had a lot of good like passing plays, and that really feels good and kind of like builds that team confidence and team morale when you get those nice passing plays to go in, kind of the beauty of threes at work. So yeah, it felt good today. Not really sure one reason or another, but yeah, it just fell into place.
Hey, you got to make the most of these moments, right? When everything's just clicking, you got to take advantage of it. And you guys did so with a sweep. Were you expecting a sweep against this particular LaCinco12 team, especially after seeing Kesar's in-game title?
I noticed that about halfway through the first game, and yeah, I was a little bit intimidated by that nice title. But I'm hoping the dev tag can instill some fear in the other team the opposite way. But yeah, I mean, I was expecting a pretty close series just because I feel like, I don't know if they were the first team to give us our first loss of the season, but yeah, I know they beat us earlier in the year, so I was pretty surprised at the sweep. Of course, pretty surprised in a good way, but yeah, they're definitely a challenging team, so really happy with the result today.
And I mean, this is a big result for you guys as well, especially after the past couple of weeks when you guys hit a bit of a stumbling block against El Matador, losing to them in the league, and then having a tough cup match against them as well, only barely getting by in 7 games in the cup. Was that playing in your mind a bit, or did you guys just put that aside for tonight's match?
I think, specifically the cup match, I really don't think that really carried over. I mean, luckily we did win, so there's not really a morale loss there, but cup matches are great because of the variety of gameplay or game modes. So I don't think that really carried over into today and affected us. I think we kind of played with a clean slate, and everything luckily fell into place, like you said, and turned out pretty well.
Well, there you go. Now, Larson, I'm going to take my question in a bit of a different direction here with this next one, so I hope you don't mind. And if you do feel comfortable, feel free not to answer. So, you mentioned your dev tag. You are not the only dev in here. You're here with Shaybomb and Munzadeth as well. And, you guys have talked about, looking forward to playing in SGL. In the grand scheme of things, do you view SGL as a way to, I guess, kind of decompress and truly enjoy the game? Like, what does SGL mean to you guys as a developer of Rocket League?
Yeah, it's fun to represent just Psionics as a whole. It's cool when Munzadeth gets involved too, and we can go the full dev squad, as I know everyone likes to see. But for me, it's just another outlet of competition. We have like an in-company tournament, and there's fun rivalries with coworkers there. That really gets the heart rate going, just for friendly competition. But I really just kind of view this as another fun way to compete in a game that I love.
There you go. Love to hear that. And you speak about representation as well. I mean, you guys are also representing the San Diego FC fan base right here. How does this affect your fandom of your team? Does it strengthen your fandom in any way? Does it help you build relations with other San Diego FC fans who play in SGL?
Yeah, I think so. Getting to know the players on the championship division team, playing a couple private matches with them. This is my first season in SGL, so it's kind of nice to get to know new people. So I'd say for sure, yeah, strengthening the bonds between fellow SDFC fans.
There you go. I'd love to hear that. Now, with this victory, you guys are at the top of the table right now. But with Timbers Army having yet to play them, they'll most likely get to the top. I mean, they're expected to win. You guys are not going to be too worried about Timbers Army looking so strong, right? Like, you guys are just going to keep trucking along and just trying your best to win the league, correct?
Yeah, I hope so. I know, I think we're going to get another shot to play them again. So hopefully that will be a pivotal time to maybe jump them in the standings and try to claim that top spot again. But yeah, I know they're a good team, so they're not going to drop too many points from week to week. So we'll see. Just got to try to keep focusing on getting sweeps like this through the rest of the season until we get to face them again.
Oh, we cannot wait. I know they're looking forward to playing you guys as well. I was going to end my question right there, Larson, but I see Shaybomb in chat saying there are a few folks who are in the running for best in office. Is he implying that some of you guys are up there for best in your workplace?
I don't know. There's a few pretty talented people in the office. I don't consider myself in the top 3. Maybe I'm in top 5, but it's always pretty competitive when we have our tournaments in-house. So it's all good fun. But I appreciate the compliment from Shaybomb there.
There you go. Hey, man. After this performance tonight against that LaCinco12 team, you should probably be bumped up in the rankings, not just in the office, but here in SGL. I know I have you down for a newcomer of the season. Some might want to put you up for MVP as well, especially after tonight's performance.
Oh, thank you.
Are you looking forward to any personal accolades at the end of the season, or are you just going to enjoy the ride?
I'm trying not to focus on it too much. It's mostly just playing for those games, playing for those wins. But I think it would just be a nice bonus at the end of the season if one of those accolades heads my way. That'd be pretty cool. But yeah, not really a super big focus. I'm just focusing on getting those games in.
Hey, sounds good. You guys definitely got your games in for sure. You didn't even need to take too much time. Getting a big sweep against LaCinco12, congrats on that. GG's. Now I'm going to leave the floor to you. If you want to give your shout outs to say whatever you want to say, go ahead, Larson.
Yeah, just first off, thank you to you for hosting and commentating and putting on another great SGL commentating show. Just shout out to my team. Shout out to SDFC fans. Nothing much else from me. Thank you.
All good. Thank you for your time in the interview here tonight. Have a good night, Larson. We will see you next time. And that is that, chat. A big win for Frontera tonight. Huge 3-0 winners. And it's time to take a look at the league standings to see that after that win, they're at the top of the table by 1 point. LaCinco12, though, without getting a single point, drift further away. They're now 8 points behind Frontera. They're likely going to be, trying to do the math, 11 points behind Timbers Army if they win against Sounders RC. And KC Cauldron might leapfrog them to 3rd. If El Matador beat ECRC, LaCinco12 might drop all the way to 5th. That is how close the Premier League is. One bad result and you will fall down the league table if you're not too careful. Just catching up with chat right now. Fatality saying, I don't know much of the staff like I used to. Y'all got too big. So, how did you get to meet up with some of those guys back in the day, Fatality? I'm curious to hear about that. Then Shaybomb in chat saying, the season and cup title are what really matter. Absolutely. Team accolades first and foremost. If you guys can get some success in your first season, that'll be even more incredible. The MLS season is coming soon. So much work to do. Yeah, seriously, eh? It's already January. You know, all the supporter groups are going to get to work next month to get ready for the MLS season opener. And then there's the World Cup as well down the line, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. That's a future problem. Okay, RLCS at Twitter. Yeah, I gotcha. So there was a small world back then. It was very easy to get in touch with and connect with the Psyonix devs, but you know, yeah, things change over time. Yeah, Fatality. You're saying, ooh, who is that they tied with? Yep. KC Cauldron, your team. Not gonna lie, I expected more from y'all, but you guys are slowly getting back up. Just gotta get that consistency going, and you guys might be in the title chase as well. Oh, you went to 1, 3, 4. Oh wow, you were there at the first RLCS. Oh, that season 3 RLCS. Yeah, that was awesome. I loved that. That was incredible. At season 4 as well, for that matter. Vitali's saying, we have to run our top lineup and we will be good. Yeah, that's one part of it, but your top lineup also has to be at your best. Because you guys did run your top lineup during the first half of the season. You guys went through some major struggles as well. And, you know, I don't want to discredit Thor Gold and Funch as well. Those two have been incredible. Funch in particular had a great performance against Timbers Army last week in the Cup. You know, on paper, the weakest player, but coming up strong and looking really good. I mean, he's been getting better and better as this season has progressed. But chat, that wraps it up for now. LaCinco12 versus Frontera Chrome. We are ending it early. A huge victory for Frontera, coming out 3-0 winners, and that takes them to the top. LaCinco12, despite bringing in SSL Kessar, need to go back to the drawing board and need to get themselves back into form so that they can get back into the title chase. As for the rest of the matches this week, we have EC Eternal versus Los Verdes scheduled for Thursday, January 9th. Cannot wait to see that. And we have... Hold up. I just noticed something. Yep. Okay. There you go. I wonder everything looked a little weird. Yeah, much better. So, Friday, January 9th, EC Eternal versus Los Verdes, and then we have 4 matches that have yet to be scheduled. Sounders RC versus Timbers Army. ECRC versus El Matador. That is going to be one to watch. That's going to be absolutely awesome. KC Collin versus EM Dallas Bird. If KC Collin's not careful, EM Dallas Bird could beat them. That EM Dallas Bird team did a great job against... Wait, I mixed things up, didn't I? Yeah, EM Dallas Burn did a great job against LaCinco12, but LaCinco12 came out strong. And that was a LaCinco12 team without Kessar. They had Runsau, Devin, and Palace, and they looked pretty good. And then in the championship, we have Axe and Rose versus EC Defiance remaining. Hopefully that gets scheduled as well. But for now, we're going to end it right here. This is the Only Mazar. And we will be back next time for some more SGL action. Have a good night. We'll catch you all next time. Peace.